Well, hello and welcome to Guitar Gear Gyan with me, Sahil Jatyani, where we talk about all things related to the Indian guitar gear scene. In today's episode, we're doing nothing. I'm just going to discuss a few things with you about why there's a big space behind me. Before I get into that, make sure you click that subscribe button and ring that bell to stay up to date with all our latest videos. So you remember this baby, right? This is my Les Paul 2008 standard Gibson. It was given to me by my guru. I've done a whole episode where I talked about how Sunil Shende actually saved this guitar. If you haven't seen that episode, go up there, it's in the card above. And you know, listening to Guns N' Roses when I was a kid, it was always a dream to play like a Gibson Les Paul into, you know, classic Marshall overdriven, amp. And when I got this, I was like, okay, one day I'll get a Marshall. I landed up getting a small little, solid state Marshall, and didn't sound great. And then many years later, when I started this channel, I thought, okay, maybe it's time now to get a Marshall to keep in the background and to play every day with this baby, make it sound amazing. And I bought one, and I've done an unboxing video for that, where I unboxed the cabinet and the head. If you haven't seen where I was unboxing the JCM800 studio version, go and check it out. It's in the card above. Okay, and I never did a review of that product. I'm terrible with amp reviews. Pretty good with guitars. Okay with pedals. Not very good with pedals either. But with amps, I'm pretty bad. So anyway, I didn't review that, and there were a few issues with that amp. Okay, now, one of the main issues was getting it to really scream at a lower volume. Okay. Very difficult. Even at the 5-watt attenuated, option on the amp itself, it just was not hitting the right spots. You literally had to crank it to 7 to get, those beautiful overdriven Marshall-esque tones. And then I thought to myself, maybe I'll put a pedal in front of it and make it work. And I was like, a Marshall shouldn't need a pedal in front of it, to make it sound good. And I was like, okay, chuck it, so. Doesn't matter, we'll figure something out. So I changed up the preamp tube to a JJ12AX7. I even bought a Sylvania tube. It didn't make much of a difference at all, to be honest with you. Okay, the original tubes are not very good, but this didn't help either. And then I experimented with putting higher gain, bridge pickups into that. This one did sound good, but it didn't sound phenomenal. It didn't sound like, Slash, basically. I was like, man, Slash did play a 50s style Les Paul copy, into his amp, for those iconic tones originally in the first album. But anyway, the point being, it was good, but it wasn't great. And it sort of put me off the amp a little bit, okay, to be honest with you. And that's why I never bothered to review it. And I gotta check it, Even for the reviews, when we're doing the guitar reviews, I get better tones with the Pliny plugin than I did that. Of course, the Rev is fantastic. I still have to set up the whole switching system where I can use the Rev, can use the Fender, can use the Vox, and possibly another amp coming in. So yeah, you can see that the JCM800 Studio is no more with me. Okay. So anyway, to cut a long story short, the reason why I wanted to shoot this particular episode was the gentleman who bought it, I'm not going to say his name, okay, he bought a Les Paul into my studio, and he, the guitar didn't stay in tune, as, you expect with the best of the best Les Pauls, from Gibson. Looked amazing, okay, beautiful looking guitar. And he plugged it in, and that amp sang. I was like, what? My Fishman Fluence pickups couldn't make it sound that good. My EMGs could make it sound that good. My, Sir pickups could make it sound that good. My SSH Plus where is it? It's in that guitar. It could make it sound that good. But this one guitar just made it sing. I'm like, my Les Paul can't make it sound that good. I'm like, man, what have you put in this? What magic, wiring is there? What pickups have you put? He says, it's this stock. I just changed the pickups. I put these 59, tribute pickups, okay? I'm going to leave a link for those in the description below. I know some of you would be interested in those after this video. So I'm like, man, am I making a mistake? Am I making a mistake now to sell my amp, because he just made it sound phenomenal? And I was like, okay, I'm not selling the cabinet, I'm just selling the amp head. Okay, so he bought the amp head, and the whole night, man, I was thinking to myself, did I make a mistake in selling my JCM800? It was my holy grail amp, and it was sounding exactly like it should with those pickups, and I was like, no, it's gone. So it doesn't matter. I mean, the rev crunch channel is phenomenal. It sounds great. Even through a 1x12 rather than a 2x12, it sounds phenomenal at low volumes. So yeah, to cut a long story short, I was going to buy another amp in its place. That didn't work out. And I was like, okay, there's no point in keeping this 2x12 cab, because, it's just going to remind me of that Marshall. So I sold the cab to the same guy. He came and he bought it, and now he's enjoying his tone. He also commented that it's better to get an attenuator to get, the amp singing at lower volumes. But man, that combination of that guitar and that amp were phenomenal. There isn't any Marshall representation at the back, although that's about to change, because I did buy a Marshall acoustic guitar amp. I needed one of those. So I'm going to put a Boss Katana, because I think this channel needs a cheap amp. An amp where it's easily accessible by one of you, and you want to know how the guitar sounds in that particular amp. So maybe a Katana, maybe a Line 6 Catalyst. So let me know, which one should I go for? Should I go for the Catalyst? Should I go for the Boss Katana? Or maybe something else, maybe a Black Star, that's under like 40,000 bucks, like a combo, and keep it up then and use it for, the cheaper guitar demos. I think that might be beneficial for, everyone. Let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, so I'm just going to end it now by saying that don't be too quick to sell your gear. It may just be a pickup upgrade that brings you that tonality that you need. Yeah, all in all, it's a farewell episode to the Marshall. Hasta la vista, Marshall. See you later. You were good, but then you were not, and then you were good again, and now it's too late. It's like one of those at the end. The girl's gone, and you're like, oh, she was the best, but she's gone. So bye. See you later. Ciao, ciao. It's no Marshall review for the Studio JCM800. But if you are going to get a Studio JCM800 or any of those studio amps, my suggestion is, one, buy an attenuator, and two, get yourself these pickups, the ones that I'm listing below. Okay, I have got no affiliation with Sweetwater. I don't get a single dime from them. But trust me, I was blown away by these pickups. So make sure you check them out. All right, take care.